tell us the timeline of Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight? What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that, but yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate that there's a lot of reports about figures he was offered? Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask it. Do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No.
With social media tributes, tearful farewells, and Dana White announcing the end of a storied chapter, the MMA community had finally accepted Jon Jones' retirement when Jones did what only he can do, completely upended the sport. In an unexpected turn of events, he is now calling for a fight with Tom Aspinall at a UFC event that Donald Trump is hosting inside the White House. Yes, it is what you read. This is Jon Jones at his most chaotic. It's not a late-night hallucination. What about Dana White? He's not delighted, to put it mildly.
Every time with the Chael Sonnen thing, he's never ducked anybody, and you know, I think the reality is, whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that, but you know, he's 38 years old, and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight then? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. You know, we had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see, and that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, you know my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But yeah, I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. Yeah. We had the fight done. You know, you saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen, and then he changed his mind.
Two more quick ones for me. So for Tom Aspinall tonight, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have two more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't thought about. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Cyril Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that, like, to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe you can convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week, so we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go. So I'm looking forward to the Tom Aspinall era.
Showed exactly how bothered he was, because Jon Jones, like, you know, even though he thinks he's smart, he's a child, right? And he doesn't realize in all of that coping, we can read him like a fucking book. And all he's done is kind of promoted Tom Aspinall for an entire year in this tour that he's gone on, in showing you're scared of him, mate, and we fucking know you are. Because actions speak louder than words. And Jon Jones has moaned his entire career about fighter pay. He named his price. Dana White gave him it and said, yep, no problem. And he still turned down the fight. This is a man motivated by money. He never shuts up about it. You get your biggest payday ever, and you still haven't got the balls to step a toe in that fucking cage with him. I know a lot of Jon Jones fans, you know, will be hating and all of that, and, you know, he doesn't need the fight, whatever. His heavyweight legacy has been the worst of any heavyweight we've ever seen as a champion. You know deep down, your boy bottled it. And anyone who's deluding themselves into thinking otherwise, you got to grow up, man. It's so obvious what's going on here. And I get it. You know, you're emotionally attached to a fighter. He won all of those fights. He's the GOAT in your eyes, but you have to understand, he's now the duck. He is the duck, and he will be the duck forever. If Tom Aspinall loses a fight to someone who has got the balls to step in the cage with him, he'll be immediately on Twitter, say, I told you he wasn't that good. I've always been better than him.
He could have done it on the night. Did Henry Cejudo need a legal document to relinquish the belt? Did George St. Pierre need a legal document to relinquish the belt? Here's where he's right. He has done enough. But it was just so frustrating to see this story, which we all knew was going to a very likely conclusion, not just play out. I can't even imagine how the Aspinalls feel about all this. It's 12 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and they get a call saying, oh yeah, oh by the way, over in Baku, we just announced you're the heavyweight champion. Your life's work has come to a culmination, and God bless. We'll see you soon, all right? We'll let you know who you're fighting. What? What the hell? And you could do the whole like, oh, there's always going to be someone else. There was literally no one else.
According to UFC sources, Dana White feels totally caught off guard. Jon Jones had months to decide whether to face Tom Aspinall. He witnessed the temporary championship being defended by Aspinall. He witnessed the fighters and supporters unite for the fight. And in its place, he went into retirement. The divide was frozen in time as he left. However, only a few weeks later, when rumors of a glamorous White House fight card start to circulate, Jones unexpectedly finds his fighting spirit again. Is it a coincidence? Not likely.
Is Jon Jones retired? Is he fighting again?
I don't want to say that I'm retired because fighting's in my blood.
I mean, what has changed in 2 weeks' time? Of course, Trump talking about a fight at the White House.
We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House.
Yeah, okay, maybe maybe that's it. I don't think it is that. I do think that he would want to fight at the White House, and I'm sure that every single fighter is going to want to do that. A lot of them are raising their hands. Conor McGregor's put his hand up. Michael Chandler's interested. Sean Strickland's definitely going to want to be there. Mr. 1770.
Just as he predicted, Tom Aspinall, over a year ago, I think, said, I will retire this man without even having to fight him. He's never going to fight me. And despite all the umming and ahhing and all the fucking pretending that he was going to actually ever get in the cage with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones has done what we always knew he was going to do. He's tucked tail and ran. Imagine calling yourself a goat and yet behaving like such a duck. I mean, this is like back in the playground. Jon Jones has got a bike. Tom Aspinall's come over and goes, give us your bike now. What you have to do then is fight. You have to defend what your shit is and say, no, you're not going to take this. And do you know what Jon Jones did? You have it. I don't want to fight. You can have it. This is unbelievable. The greatest of all time. What a load of shit. I'm sorry. Never going to call that him the GOAT. Ever again. Because being the greatest of all time is not just about winning. And that's what Jon Jones doesn't understand. It's about how you conduct yourself throughout the whole of your career. Are you willing to fight the biggest challenges, the biggest tests? Go in there and test yourself against everyone. And Jon Jones proved, without a shadow of a doubt, his biggest test, stepped up and he bottled it well and truly. Remember this clip from like over a year ago when Jon actually met Tom in person?
Respect, man.
All the best.
Respect.
All the best.
Do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face-off. No, okay.
He wouldn't even face off with Tom Aspinall.
Well, I can tell you some stuff about the money situation, but I'm not sure I can say it on camera, so I will tell you that after. I think I think I'm a bad matchup for him, to be honest. And I think he knows it.
My opinion, I think it's a huge risk.
Yeah.
It's a huge risk. You're younger, you're athletic, you hit hard, you pose problems. We don't have much data on you, meaning that we don't know what happens if you do. And this is me speaking from an analyst and like my experience in MMA. Like if I was to fight Tom Aspinall, okay, what do I need to do? Okay, he's very fast, very athletic, light on his toes. Okay, he blitzes across the void. So if he gets across the void, can I take that shot? A lot of people have not been able to take that shot. So if he gets across that void and I get hit, I might go fucking down. That happens, you become the biggest fucking star ever. You just slayed the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes, right? Or if I go out there, Jones' eyes, if I go out there and I beat him, it was just as his words said, he's here today, gone tomorrow, right? So that's my opinion, like from his standpoint, or maybe he wants $30, $40 million. I have no idea, right? That's my opinion. Go ahead, give your piece. He asked the question, so it wasn't directed towards me. It was towards you.
I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it. I get it. It's just about the title for me. I just want the title, that's it. Does nothing else really matter. So, yeah, I get it completely. Get his point of view. Get what everybody's saying. Completely understand. I just want to prove I'm the best. That's all.
You're like, let me do my thing. Let me fight.
I just want to fight.
And I think And I think that's the respectful way to go about it. It's like, you don't care if it's Jon, and it's no disrespect to Jon, it's no disrespect to anybody out there. You're just trying to fight. Yep. I just want to fight.
Yep.
And like I said before at the beginning of the podcast, is that this is the only sport where somebody's putting you on ice. And it's not necessarily, it could be not necessarily Jon. It could just be they're trying to make him do something. He was like, guys, I'm just, I got 50 million to bank. I don't really need to fight. And then you're like, can I just fight? Give me whoever. Give me somebody.
And the realm of mixed martial arts? They won't remain quiet. Journalists, fans, and fighters are all describing it as such. Legacy is not at issue here. GOAT status isn't the issue. It's about ego, power, and taking attention away from Tom Aspinall, who is the legitimate successor to the heavyweight title. Let's take a moment to discuss Tom. Tom was churning, and Jon Jones was toying with retirement. Tom maintained the division's vitality by defending his temporary championship while the belt gathered dust. No complaints. Not a drama. Just unrelenting preparation and silent domination. And now suddenly Jon wants to return to the octagon to be the main attraction at what could be the most odd UFC event ever held inside the White House. The irony was obvious even to Tom Aspinall, who was cool, composed, and always courteous.
You said the timeline for Jones, 2 weeks to decide what to do with the title, whether it takes the fight or you're going to strip him.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC. So International Fight Week starts Monday in Las Vegas, and Tom will be in Vegas all week with us, so we'll get together with him and figure out what's next.
Nah, man, Jon's retired. What are you talking about, guys? You guys don't follow Jon on social media? Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know Jon's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Everybody's getting sick of this stuff, so Jon's retired and it's time that we move on.
And what is now going to happen in your career going forward in the heavyweight division? All right? What are your feelings towards him?
First of all, thanks for keeping it short, because I have said that I'm not going to speak about it anymore. My feelings towards him, I just wish him all the best. Genuinely wish him all the best. If he feels satisfied with what he's done, which he's saying he is, and he's happy to leave like that, then I genuinely wish him all the best.
Do you think that is it?
I don't know him. Don't know him at all. Met him once. Don't know anything about him, so I don't know.
So it's it was short.
It was short and sweet, thank you.
No, but you can understand that has been quite a huge part of the narrative over the last
of course.
12 months, and a lot of fight fans will have their attitudes as to why that decision has been made and what have you. I kind of agree with you. At the end of the day, with the legacy that he's had and what he's done in the sport, he has the right to make a decision for himself. Personally, as a fight fan, I just wish that he'd done it a little bit earlier, so therefore we wouldn't have had that narrative over the last 12 months, because I can imagine it's been incredibly frustrating for you from a personal point of view and a professional point of view as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I feel like a broken record, I keep banging on, but all I wanted to do was fight. I just wanted to fight. I've not been to work, mate, for nearly a year. I know people see me online and doing all the rest of it, but my main job is fighting people. That's what I do. I've not done that for almost a year, and none of it has had anything to do with me.
Right, perfect. This is where I want to go with, right? Because I think a lot of people have an understanding of you. I'd like to say that obviously we spent a bit of time, so I kind of like to get inside your head a little bit more and pick the little things that go on inside. How have you dealt with that? Because I remember speaking to you during the time that you were out injured with your knee. That was a tough challenge from a psychological point of view.
Yeah.
This is different, because when you're out with your knee, it's on me now. I'm going to get fit and get my knee back, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. The last 12 months hasn't been kind of on you. So how was that a different mental challenge?
And I can say this now that it's over, because the thing with me, when I'm in difficult situations, I try not to complain about it as much. This last year has been more difficult than the year I had out with the knee.
I interviewed Tom Aspinall in London.
Another one.
He wants to fight Jon Jones.
He wants to fight everybody, man.
He thinks he'll beat Jon Jones.
Yes, he does. I love it. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight that he actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. don't really want these fights. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world, and I love that.
How good is he?
Very good. We're going to find out, though. We make this Jon Jones fight, and obviously a fight like that for a young, talented heavyweight, and if he can win, he could beat Jon Jones, it's life-changing. Tom will be there all next week, so we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go.
I think I saw the other day, it's like, you and another athlete have the longest reigning interim championship of like 600, I don't know how many fucking days it is, but it's
yeah, unfortunately beat it. It's not a title that you want.
Exactly, but people out there keep track of that shit, and it's like, guys, I said this, I was very outspoken about this a while ago, when it's like, I thought there was no point, my personal opinion, there was no point, and no disrespect to Stipe, he's an amazing athlete, amazing career. I thought there was no point for Stipe to versus Jon Jones. When you have a heavyweight champion and you have the interim champion who's defended the belt, who are both healthy, that is the fight that's supposed to happen. Stipe, and that, like I said, mixed martial arts is the one sport where you can get a world title fight off a fucking loss.
Even Tom, in his own words, is unsure about how to interpret it. Who could really blame him? How do you reconcile being ignored, shelved, and essentially avoided for over a year, only to have Jon Jones come back into the spotlight when a historic, politically sensitive UFC event comes up? What about Dana White? He offered Jon a deadline a few weeks ago. He had 2 weeks to accept the battle or they would move on. As if nothing had occurred, Jones is now messaging Dana, saying that he is excited to make history. As though the disrespect, the delays, and the quiet had all been just gone. What is this then? A PR stunt? Theater of politics? Or is Jon Jones truly prepared to engage in combat once more?
Managers in this sport have to keep their relationships with the UFC.
Yeah.
And it's a real problem, and there's many layers to this issue. Managers are afraid to back their fighters because of the repercussions on their relationships with the UFC, and it's all over the place. They will serve the UFC before they serve their fighters, as far as I'm concerned. But to see a guy with only one fighter and not have to worry about this at all, and just be like, do you know what? This was bullshit. Essentially just be like, this is not cool. I thought it was class. Do we have some quotes there on our John? I don't know if you put them up there. Oh, here we go. This is from the article up on Uncrowned. And believe me, this has nothing to do with me if this is a good article. I am just writing 50 words, here's Andy. 50 words, here's Andy. Here it is. I can't think of a worse way you could have done it. This is the announcement of Tom as the new champion. I don't know if pathetic is the word. I just feel they didn't think about it. I don't think Tom deserved to find out at a press conference in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's got a point.
It's poor man management of Jones and Tom. I like the personnel at the UFC, but for me, they just don't do things right sometimes.
I think he's right. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And here it is on Jones. Like, I mean, it just feels like he was knocking fucking home run balls out of the park. Like, everything that everyone felt. Yeah. He's just like, and here's this one.
I know.
As soon as Jones got injured and said he needed a year off before he fought Stipe, he should have stepped aside then.
Jon Jones said he needed 6 months to prepare for Aspinall if he's going to fight Aspinall. So they were trying to make a deal, and then he decided to retire. But it's 6 months because he's not training. And Aspinall is a fucking beast, man.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of questions. Never been out of the first round. A lot of questions, but never been out of the first round because he fucks everybody up in the first round. Like, that's a factor.
Yeah. I forget which interview it was recently, but Jon was pretty honest in it. He was like, look, man, like, I don't want to fight up and coming tough guys.
I'm going to call him this. Fight the nobody. Maybe more dangerous.
He was like, I want to fight guys with seasoned champions that have names.
Or fight the guy with all the accolades.
I think he's wrong because I think Aspinall's a star. And I think he's saying who is no one. Aspinall's a star. When people ask questions to me all the time, like casuals on the street, is Jon Jones going to fight Tom Aspinall? It's constant. That's like the constant question.
Who's the next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who
Of
just
course, who
won
just
the
won.
interim title. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And he is,
Yes.
again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His
Yeah.
striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the
I was just
event.
gonna say, right?
Yeah.
Like
He couldn't train.
He
His
couldn't
back was
train.
fucked. He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to
Yes.
separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
And he's also just so well rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first big.
Not to mention Francis Ngannou, the darkness that lurks behind it all. Could he make a spectacular comeback if this bizarre White House incident turns out to be real? Is it possible for Ngannou versus Pereira or Aspinall versus Jones to be the co-main? Speaking about Pereira, he has already started to stir things up. That unadulterated strength, that enigma, that unwavering aura. He is now a serious candidate for heavyweight superstardom and no longer just the middleweight king. Not only would a collision with Jones or Aspinall sell out, but it would also disrupt the internet. The MMA community is holding its breath in the meanwhile. The spectacle and the sheer ridiculousness of it all appeal to certain people. Others have grown weary of the UFC ostensibly protecting Jon Jones while neglecting the guy who sustained the division. Because Jon wasn't the one who ultimately rescued heavyweight mixed martial arts. Tom Aspinall was the one. When no one else would, he arrived. He didn't request presidents or cameras. He requested a fight. The real issues now arise. Will this crazy really take place at the White House? Will the circus get Dana White to give in? Above all, will Tom Aspinall even take a fight with a man who disappeared when things got hard and then reappeared for political pomp, flash, and fame? Titles are no longer the only factor in this. It all comes down to time. This has to do with pride. Who really owns the moment is at issue here. And Tom Aspinall still has that moment right now.